And to clear up, I'm not leaving my job yet. Oh, I'm not leaving my job right now. I'm not putting any notices or whatever it is. I'm still employed in-house. Welcome back to my channel. Igama AsandaNtini, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it, and ensure that it reaches as many particularly law students and graduates and everyone in between. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, this month I'll be completing 1 full year in the position that I'm currently in. That means that circumstances in serving notice if ever I want to leave work will now change from what they were 6 months ago and any time between 1 year, between 6 months and 1 year. With that said, let me just discuss the different types of time frames that you need to serve a notice when you want to terminate your employment contract, and also remind you of the consequences that you might actually face should you terminate your employment without serving the necessary notice. If you're employed for less than 6 months, just got employment, started working, employed, and an employee has to be somebody who works for more than 24 hours a month. You are employed for more than 24 hours a month. There's also this, there's so many principles that you look at to determine an employee. If you want to know that, comment down below and I'll do a video on that. Anyways, so that happens. You are an employee, have been working for the past 6 months, sharp, but for the past 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or 5.5 months. You have to serve a period of 1 week. Our road of 1 week notice. You need to serve that. Ensure that you tell your employer 1 week before deciding to leave. Actually, I'm leaving in a week's time, so get your house in order. I'm leaving, and that's how you serve your notice. And then, if second type of notice, if right now I'm still like 2 weeks away from reaching my 1 year, but I'm already above 6 months employed. That means if I were to get a job today, like right now, I would get a job or decide, okay, I'm over my job, whatever the case might be, my circumstances change, I would have to serve a notice of 2 weeks. Serve the notice of 2 weeks, advise my employer that in 2 weeks time I'm going to be leaving. Can we get everything in order? Things that I need to get in order. Most importantly, one, it's your employer getting things like your provident fund in order, giving you your UI-19 documents, ensuring that there's a complete handover, and also ensuring that your salary is paid in full, because your salary includes things like your leave pay, if you have leave days outstanding, if you have a mandatory bonus. Those are things that need to be paid before you leave, unless it's obviously, as most sectors, a discretionary thing. What else? That's it. And then you also have to hand over whatever that's with you, like devices, if you guys have certain devices, uniform, whatever it is. That's why there needs to be time to finalize and wind up everything. And then if you are employed for 1 year, so anytime if I ever want to leave my job from the 29th of August until whenever that I decide, okay, I've worked enough, I'm now looking for other things, whatever the case might be, at that time I have to serve a notice period of at least 1 month. 1 month or 30 days, whichever the case might be. Whatever that's also stipulated in my employment contract, I have to serve that notice. Simply because, again, as I've reiterated, there are certain things that need to be done in order for me to finalize, like the certain termination and exit in the company, including things like exit interviews, whatever the case might be. So that's what you do. Those are the 3 different types of notices to serve. What happens if you don't serve this notice? Few things happen. First of all, your employer will deduct your salary. Your salary will be deducted in equivalence to whatever time that you were supposed to serve. And there are also other certain contractual consequences that might be that you agreed to in your employment contract. Even if some are illegal, some people do them. Some people would say if you don't report, they will take this thing and this thing. Whatever the case might be, check out your employment contract. Go through your employment contract every chance you get. If you are not sure about anything, go through your employment contract. And if you're also not sure after checking out your employment contract, report your take it to a legal advisor, take it to an attorney to look at the contract for you and advise you on what are the consequences of each and every clause that's in your contract. And then that's the first thing that they do. They will ensure that actually they are deducting a salary equivalent to the amount of notice that you are going to serve. Now imagine having worked for a whole full month last month and you decide, I'm leaving today before payday. You think your employer is not going to deduct money from you. And also, please be mindful of this. If your employer decides, okay, I'm not going to deduct from the salary of this person, they were not able to deduct from you, they actually still have a right to sue for their money, issue summons against you for the money for not serving notice, and you'd have to pay that money. Imagine now having to run around court for paying the salary when you could have just served your notice and left. Imagine that. Look at your contract and look at the consequences that might come out of it. And also, this time gives you an opportunity to get things like service certificates if you need those things for your future employment or whatever it is, because sometimes those things are important and you must actually get to have those things. So that's that. And yeah, let me just reflect on my almost 1 year of employment in this current position. Things that I've learned is that I've said this in the last video. This 1 full year, it has been a character building position. There's nothing more than that I've learned. I've also learned that working with different people, different diversities, different backgrounds, ethnicities, whereas I've worked mostly in my post qualification contracts, besides clients, most of the time I've just worked with people with my race, even same community, family. So I've not had an experience of working with people outside my employment post-qualification. I do have not just outside outside like my zone and my group and people that I know. I have worked obviously with before qualification. I have a very lengthy CV on my work experience before getting employed right now. I do have experience working again in a very big setup of a company. And yeah, so here I've learned that how do I do with working with a lot of people? How do I navigate issues with working with a lot of people? And yeah, the big question, the biggest thing that I've also learned is that I like practicing law. I like being an attorney that is practicing, that is going to court, that is dealing with clients directly, advising clients directly, and basically taking matters to finality for clients, instead of when now matter needs to go for litigation. I don't do that, and it's one of my favorite things. And final note is advice to law students, but specifically and recent graduates. There is a danger of a single story. The danger of a single story in this regard is that if you are going to hear from somebody who has never practiced law, that they say, no, practicing law is bad, practicing law is this, you are going to have a narrative of one person. So whenever you are going to seek advice on your career path, on your career goals, try and find somebody who has experienced both. Even when you are looking for a mentor, try and find somebody who has experienced both. My mentor, Mom Z, she's done both. She has done she's been an attorney, she's an advocate, she's been in defense, and she's been in prosecution. So she understands both sides of the coin, which is very important to do. That's why we have this principle of hear both sides in our law. So in everything that you are seeking advice on for what you want, ensure that you get advice from people that know both sides of the story. Even my principal right now, she knows both. Being in the bench, my former principal knows both experiences. So if ever I want to ask, would you go to a bench? She's the first person that I'll think of and go to, because they have experience of both. But to go to somebody who has never had the experience and say, would you go to the bench, and they've never been on the bench, and they just start criticizing. Brene Brown says this about being in the arena. People that are not in the arena are not daring greatly. Find people that are in the arena, dancing in the arena, when you are looking for advice for something that you want to do. With that said, please ensure you guys serve your notices when you are leaving your jobs, when you are planning on leaving your jobs, when you are, whatever it is. Make sure that you serve notice, because it is very important. You will suffer really great consequences. And to clear up, I'm not leaving my job yet. I'm not leaving my job right now. I'm not putting any notices, whatever it is. I'm still employed in-house. But obviously, it's a known fact that I am at some point in the near future or in the future looking to go back to practice. With that said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you on my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video so that you can save somebody's ass who's trying to leave their job immediately and not aware that they might actually lose very greatly. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next video.